Welcome to RapBabble. This week we have for you an album review, and it's Pusha T, Darkest Before Dawn. So Pusha T is one half of the Clips, and they were on Pharrell's record label Star Trek. And I didn't really listen to a lot of their stuff then, but once Pusha went solo, that's when I really started to get into him. And he's very much an old-fashioned rapper. He's kind of like a 90s rapper, although he came out afterwards, but he's all about the lyrics. And he's very high on quality. So I'm a huge fan of Pusha T. And he's put out about 5 mixtapes / albums so far, I think. So this one might be number 5. So now we have Darkest Before Dawn. There's another one coming as well that he's mentioned. He's on Kanye West's record label, Good Music, and he's actually the president of it. So now he's in charge. And I'm glad to have someone who has a high standard of quality in charge of a record label. This is a good move. Although I don't want it to distract him from his career. But we'll see. He hasn't put an album out yet since then, so we'll see. But I expect he'll come out with good stuff. Okay. So that's the intro done, and so let's get into the songs. So I'm gonna pick. So out of my 5, I've got 5 here.
Yeah.
First one I'm gonna go for is Unbelievable. It has a Biggie chorus.
Do you mean Untouchable?
I do mean Untouchable. Unbelievable is a Biggie song. Untouchable. Okay. Do you know where the reference is from, by the way, for that chorus?
Lyrically, I'm untouchable. Something so. No.
No, because I don't know the song.
No.
And he doesn't have a big catalogue. He's got 2 albums, so... Anyway, so I liked that. The thing I liked about Untouchable was it just felt like it was pure hip-hop. There was nothing flashy about it at all. It was just lyrics. And it had a low mood sort of beat. And it had Biggie on the chorus, who could be a flashy rapper at times, but generally he was another high-quality guy who was all about the lyrics. So yeah, Unbelievable was my first one.
I like the intro to Untouchable.
Ah.
But yeah, I do agree, it's pure rap. And I do really like those lyrics, those kind of tracks, because it kind of shows Pusha T's skills, and he can do it, so he's got the confidence to do it.
I did like you talking about the intro of the album.
No, I mean the intro to Untouchable.
What's the intro?
I mean, I just like how it begins.
Oh, okay, yeah. That is quite good. I mean, the beat overall, beginning and the whole thing. I really like a lot of the beats on this entire album. I'm a big fan of. The next one is it's an acronym, MFTR. What does that stand for? More Famous Than Rich.
Yep.
That's it. It has The Dream.
I love The Dream on this.
Yeah, I love him on a lot of the things he does as well.
Yeah.
His best is he did something on. No, he didn't actually. That was Justin Timberlake. I think he wrote the intro that Justin sang on Jay-Z's last album.
Yeah.
So this guy is not only just a singer; he's a songwriter. Like they use him to write lyrics. So I'm quite impressed by this guy. He has a very sweet-sounding voice as well. It's lovely.
It's very. I wouldn't say feminine, but it's in those sorts of realms.
Yeah, that's why I called it sweet. It's yeah. And the whole song flows as well. It has a fast flow to it, so it's a bit faster than some of the other songs. So it goes well. So give me some. Did you pick either of those, or did you give me?
I would pick More Famous Than Rich, but I would add to my list MPA, Money, Pussy, Alcohol. 2 reasons. I really like the features. I really like the piano that plays in the background. And I really like Pusha T's verse. I was reading reviews and comments online when this album first dropped, and everyone on this track said Pusha T wasn't making use of the features, because you've got Kanye West and A$AP Rocky singing the hook.
And you can't tell. I didn't know A$AP Rocky was there.
Oh, right, okay.
And Kanye West, it didn't really stand out.
No, Kanye West has a very distinctive voice, yes.
But it wasn't really clear to me, unless if it didn't say it in the title that it was featuring Kanye West, that would have totally missed. I would have missed that.
Okay.
You're right, though. It is distinct. When you listen to it, then that's him.
But yeah, I thought, okay, yeah, maybe he is misusing or underusing these features, but he's very smart and he doesn't want his features to outshine him on his album, which is a danger that many artists fall into.
Mm-hmm. The famous example. Do you know what the famous example is that people bring up?
No.
Jay-Z and Eminem.
Oh, yes.
That's where the phrase "murdered on your own" song comes from. Like that phrase is used all the time, and that's what it refers to. And it was true. I was so impressed. That was one of his best verses. In fact, it was really, really intricate. But yeah, he used two rappers to do a chorus, which is kind of unusual because they're not known for their singing voices. But it works. It does work really well. They sound really good.
It was a good experiment, and I don't think he got what he wanted out from it. Yeah. Do you think he underused the features?
If you mean he didn't request a verse, it doesn't matter to me really.
Okay.
And I don't think they would have fit anyway. I don't think those two match Pusha T. So it's better that they aren't on this. In fact, he doesn't have, other than Beanie Siegel, does he have any features other than that? I think that's the only one. Not counting The Dream, of course. Forget the singers. Yeah, there's only one rapper and that's it. And he matches Pusha T as well. I mean, I'll get into that one later. So I think it's better that he didn't have either of those. Especially modern day Kanye West as well. Yeah, it wouldn't have worked. Then I have Crutches, Crosses, Caskets.
Oh, yep.
Yes. And the beat. I love the beat for this.
It's a very varied beat. Yeah. It's very interesting. It's multi-layered. And at this point, I'm starting to realize that a lot of the songs on this album are kind of all about similar things. There's not really a lot that distinguishes each song. So it's kind of hard for me to comment on the lyrics. They're always top quality, so that's Pusha T. That's why I have this album, listen to it loads. But all I can say is I love the beat, otherwise the lyrics, it's quite standard Pusha T. So give me another one of yours. Did you have My next one will probably have to be... which one's the one with Ab-Liver on it? Got Him Covered, that's it. It's the one with the like kind of Chinese, Japanese hip-hop beat.
Did it have like a drum beat that sounds like someone hitting a tin can?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I really like that sort of music, and I've never really seen it be used in rap before, and it fits it really, really well. And I always like Ab-Liver, I think that's how you say his name. So he's also another person that can match Pusha T's flow and skill. So they're always a dream team coming together. So yeah.
Okay. I have Keep Dealing. Do you have Keep Dealing?
I found that one a bit boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it too slow for me, and it's the ones that I always skip.
So, I liked this one. I was focusing a bit more on the lyrics, and there was money talk and a bit of crime talk. I liked when he started talking about some of the legal issues, and well, it was kind of talking about corruption really, and causing it himself. And there was it was another beat that had quite a low mood to it. And Beanie Siegel fit in really well. He kind of he didn't sound like a rapper at all. He didn't sound like a sort of flashy, well-paid, pampered rapper. He really sounded gritty and grimy on this song. So he really fit in. And it's interesting to bring someone from the past who isn't really popular anymore and get a great verse from him. I feel like this is a source of gold. They should go back to some of these rappers and if they were good quality back in the past, then they'll still be good quality now. Like Rakim had a verse on the Blueprint 2, Jay-Z's album. He sounded just as good as he did before, and I want more of that. So yeah, Beanie Siegel was well used. So, and this wasn't like, oh, let me go and get the hottest rapper right now, because a lot of people do that. I don't want to see any Kendrick features. If you feature Kendrick, then you're just trying to get some of his fame. And there was a point where that was Drake until he kind of switched things around and he started getting people. He was doing the same thing. But yeah, so to get Beanie Siegel, yeah, good move.
Yeah. I would say my next track would be Retribution.
No, we have different tastes.
Oh, do we?
Yeah. Well, I didn't choose Got Uncovered at Retribution.
All right.
Yeah, so
I really like Retribution. I really like Kalani's voice. I love it, and I had it on repeat for like probably a whole day because I just loved her voice in it. I really like that high pitched female voice. It fits her really well.
And then, did you have Sunshine?
Yeah, Sunshine. I like Jill Scott. I don't like the fact that it's right at the end of the album. I think it could have been better placed.
Well, the thing is, because it's different in topic, I think the positioning was perfect, because in the middle of it would have been quite strange, because everything else is about making money and drug dealing and kind of the rap life. So, yeah. So I think it's better that it was out of the way.
Do you know what the acronym FIFA stands for? I know I looked it up once.
I just assumed that it didn't stand for anything, and he was comparing the corruption to the Football Association.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because he does mention football at one point.
Yeah. But does he call it soccer or football?
He just calls it FIFA. I think he mentions kicking a ball or something like that. Or no, drug money like it's FIFA.
Right, okay.
Well, no, there's no drug money in FIFA, but to me, from what I picked up from it, it was he was just, and I think it was at the time when FIFA had that corruption scandal, so it would have been perfect timing, and it was corrupt. I mean, they have one president who stands unelected for how many times in FIFA.
I'm just trying to look it up what it stands for, but it doesn't say. That's interesting. Okay.
Anyway, so Sunshine, Sunshine was a powerful song, and the mood as well fits the rest of the album. Everything has quite a low mood to it, the lyrics are very focused as well. The other songs, they're kind of all about similar things, but they're not focused on any one aspect of it. But because this has a different topic, then it kind of stands out lyrically or topic-wise. So I was really, and I totally missed the song the first time. The lyrics don't come out and grab you. They're not like really obvious, really pointed lyrics. He is being fairly poetic, and so you can miss it. So it was only when I was informed of what it's about, or maybe I just picked up a couple of lines on like the 10th time I heard it. Oh, this is about the whole Black Lives Matter thing. Let me listen to it from the beginning again. Let me pay attention. So it doesn't grab you, but once you actually start paying attention to it, once you listen to the lyrics, it's really good, and it does grab you, and it makes you think. And finally, it was the first time I heard someone really rap about this. But now it's come to the point where a lot of people are. T.I. put out a song recently, which was actually a little scary when I heard it, and when I saw the photo that he had as the song cover, and like. That one was militant. T.I. put out quite a militant song, and a lot of people are doing it now. So it's definitely hit a turning point. And not long after we had that discussion about this issue, like I said on the episode, no one's doing anything, and I was really annoyed. And then, like within a week, loads of people had put out statements and made songs, and it just kind of turned around. So now you find some people actually doing something.
Also, Pusha T is quite a special artist for us. For us too, because we met at a Pusha T concert.
Yes.
And I think he played some of the tracks from this album at the concert. If my mind serves me correctly.
I think it was for this, I think it was a tour for this album, and therefore the first 5 or so.
Yeah.
And then there was the designer interlude.
Yes. Can I just say another sidetrack as well? I hate people who call their first track on their album intro. It's so unoriginal.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It feels like a wasted song.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, it's really good. I like it.
Yeah.
But if you just named it something else, I would have been happier.
When was the last time someone said, "Oh man, my favorite track on the album was intro"?
Oh god.
That brings up another one that bothers me as well. Naming the album the same name as one of the tracks.
Oh yes, I've seen that before.
That it does bother me a bit because it's just kind of, this is art. You must be able to come up with some other ideas. Or just vary it like the slightest bit, just so it's easier for me to search for it, or just, I don't know, it makes a difference to me when they call them the same thing. So I don't
maybe they're trying to draw attention to that specific track within the track list. It has a higher importance compared to all the others.
Well, yeah, I would say occasionally, maybe. Like, a lot of people don't put a lot of thought into when they name things. But I think that is the case with some people. Like, this is what the album's about, so I'll call it that. But I would like it if they just varied it a little. Like, use a synonym for one of the words, just so it's slightly different. Yeah, so what did you think about Sunshine?
I felt it was tacked on. I just feel like these rap artists, they kind of feel obliged to write something about Black Lives Matter. And some people do it correctly and some people do it wrongly. But like for example, some people could just rush a track because they need to be on the trend. Pusha T obviously didn't do that, but it's just a continuation of that trend, and I don't want it to die out because I know it brings attention to it, but it's just, I want to bring attention to it in a different way now. I think this medium has now been used and it's been exhausted. Let's do something else now that's going to bring more attention and more support.
Well, and also, I don't feel like it's been done right. Because I remember when I went to see Straight Outta Compton, the film.
Yeah.
And when I was watching them talking about the Fuck the Police song.
Yeah.
That was powerful stuff.
Yeah, that was very powerful.
I've heard the song. I mean, I heard it a long time after, but I heard the song. And I did feel the power from it. And none of these songs have that power. So
I think timing is a very important thing. If you look back at Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly, he came out literally at the right moment in time for that. And if you were in that time when it was being released, all the tracks had quite a powerful message behind them, and they're being used now to generate support and attention for the Black Lives Matter movement. So I think timing has to do a lot as well. Yeah. I think if you want to say something about the Black Lives Matter in a musical form, in rap music form, don't talk about the current situation about police killing innocent black people. Talk about the future and about what you want. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah. I guess it has been done quite a bit.
Yeah.
I do feel like everyone was late on it as well. Because I wasn't sure if they're jumping on a trend or if... Because no one did it for a long time. It was only the last two big killings that were back-to-back consecutive days. And then suddenly, overnight, it seemed like the whole rap industry changed and suddenly everyone wanted to make music about it. So I don't know if people are jumping on the trend or if people are just, oh wow, that last one was just too bad. It was too much. It's really hard. But I do feel like they were all a bit late. They did kind of miss the boat. It would have been more powerful if they did it before, because there were some huge cases before, like Eric Gardner and Mike Brown, and if they did it, that would have been the best time. But they still haven't done those big songs that, when people talk about music is powerful. Music can make you feel things. I haven't had that for a long time. No, I want that.
Are you getting a tiny bit bored of these Black Lives Matter tracks?
No, because they're new. It's only a month or two since they actually started. So,
but do you not think they're just saying the same message over and over again, but in a different form?
I haven't heard enough of them. That's the problem. I haven't heard enough of them, and I'm still waiting for for it to have been done right.
Okay.
But you are right though. They are kind of. It does feel a bit lackluster. It does feel like it's not enough. I'm not actually eager for. I'm either eager for an NWA type song or let's do something else. I'm not eager for the continuation of the trend because I'm not feeling any of this. This song was pretty good, Sunshine. I was happy with this one. But yeah, the others.
Yeah, I think Sunshine is quite good because it does look towards. It looks at the past and it looks towards the future of the sunshine, and so it has those connotations baked into one track. So that's quite good.
And it's not angry as well.
No, yeah.
So it's quite impressive what he does in this song. All right, is that all of your 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk. So let's wrap up the album and we'll give our thoughts overall. And for me, the beats were all consistent. I love this in albums. I really want consistent albums. I want one producer if possible. And he probably didn't have that on this, but it was one sound. So that works really well. 10 tracks, a little bit short, but I don't want 15, 16, 18. So yeah, he had the right amount. It did feel like a good amount. I like it short. Not many filler tracks, maybe no filler tracks actually. They're all fairly good. So I didn't have to skip anything. So as usual, the quality is high with Pusha T. More so this time than other times. He has had albums which are a bit longer, and he has had a couple of questionable songs. But I feel like this is the tightest project he's put out.
He did a song with Kelly Rowland, and it was like the worst song ever.
I knew you were going to bring that one up. Yeah. So I was a huge Mace fan. And I was certain that it was a Mace reference. I thought there was like I went to look at the to see if it was sampled. It wasn't a Mace sample at all. And I did love half of the song. I think the second verse, the second verse didn't go well. The first verse was done really well. The beat was done really well. It was out of place though. It was totally out of place. Yeah. And I can see why people feel it's cringeworthy.
It was quite funny.
Yeah, so he didn't have any of that on this.
No.
Yeah, the beats were really like they were all low mood. He had one fast one which still fit in with everything else. The lyrics were as good as always. So it's his drug talk which he still mixes in. He's talking about the rap life as well, and he just does it well. Like sometimes it doesn't matter what you're rapping about, just as long as you're doing it well. And he does it well, so he can continue talking about the same thing. But yeah, I'm gonna still keep getting his albums because this is good. I paid attention to the whole thing. I was happy with the whole thing. So overall, I was really happy with this.
Well, if you look at the full title of this album, it's King Push, Darkest Before Dawn, the Prelude.
3 titles.
So what they're saying is, the next album he's going to release is going to be called King Push or The Darkest Before Dawn, one of those. But it's going to be a continuation of this album.
I don't know if that means anything though, really. Because he mentioned he was going to call his album King... The next one will be King Push. Which again was another... This is one of the few times he's jumping on a trend. Because it happened after Kendrick came out with Control.
Oh, yes.
Big Sean's song.
Yeah.
And he called himself the King of New York.
Yeah.
And he was being competitive, and then suddenly everyone wanted to start using the word king, and so he had a song called King Push on My Name Is My Name. Yeah. Now he has it as the subtitle here. The next one will be King Push. I'm just not sure if that... I mean, even if he does use it for the next album, does that mean anything? This album is exactly the same as all the other albums. It's rap life and drug talk, so I don't think that's really relevant. And he should have just skipped the subtitles. Just called it Darkest Before Dawn. I hate 3 titles.
I was just going to ask something then, but I totally forgot.
Is it about the next album or the titles or trends?
Oh yeah, it was about trends. Oh yeah, did you know that he didn't actually want to release this album? Like the radio company and the record company kind of forced him to make this album in his contract.
What, do you have any more details?
No, I remember I was reading an interview he did on Reddit, it was an AMA Ask Me Anything, and he was like, I really didn't want to release this. That's why he called it the Prelude. Like he really just wanted to release King Push, like work on it properly. But he was like, oh, I think these might be tracks that like are offcuts from King Push.
That would be good, because it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't feel totally cohesive completely. So yeah, that would make sense if these are all leftover tracks from a bigger piece. Because there weren't really any standout tracks on this album. But I'm surprised that he would have those kinds of demands on him, because he's not.
He's the president of a record label that he's part of.
This might was this before that?
No. He was the president of Good Music since Cruel Winter.
Oh, okay. I think
maybe around that time, maybe just a
summer,
bit after
Cruel Summer.
Winter.
You're looking to the future now. So I'm surprised he's got that kind of pressure on him, because he's not a big time rapper. He doesn't sell a huge amount. So the idea that they would push him, but whether he's a president or not doesn't really matter. The fact is he's under Def Jam. Def Jam?
Good Music.
It could be. Well, no, I'm talking about the bigger label. Like
right, okay.
He's still just an employee to them, even though he's the president. It's a side job, and they might not even have anything to do with that at all.
Yeah.
They were signed to Sony. I'm not sure where Good Music is now. But either way, one of those companies were pushing him. But yeah, I don't get why. Doesn't make sense.
Kanye West wanted to call Good Music God Music.
Both of those are terrible names.
No, I like Good Music.
No, it's hard to say.
Why is it hard to say?
Because when you say good music, people think you're actually saying, "Oh, this is good music."
All right, okay.
It's one of those. So it's terrible for search engine optimization. Firstly, it's terrible for telling people about it, because you have to say "good music," the record label, and it's so plain. Good music. Can you have anything more plain than good?
I like the logo though. It's quite a little cherub baby, and
yes, and the logo is really good. Yeah. I'm not that fond of this record label overall. Like I like the individual artists, but I don't like the label as a whole. I don't even feel like it's not a crew label like we used to have in the 90s or the 2000s. This is just a loose collection of artists who don't always work together. Like even when Cruel Summer came out, Kanye wasn't really front and center with them, was he? He was doing something else.
Oh, good stands for something. It stands for Getting Out Our Dreams.
Yeah, which is grammatically incorrect, but... So it fails on several levels.
It's also known as great music.
Ugh.
Oh, Jesus.
I've never heard that.
No, I've never heard that.
But, credit to them. They do have two big rappers on it, not including the founder. That doesn't count. But they have Big Sean and they have Pusha T. And they had Kid Cudi as well. It was a big.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
It's a shame that didn't work.
Yeah.
I had the first two albums and I thought they were brilliant. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to Cruel Winter.
The other kind of so it's an umbrella that is under the umbrella of Def Jam and Virgin EMI Records.
Okay. Because Kanye's on Def Jam now, I think as well. So they reunited. And interestingly enough, his newest album mentioned Good Music as well, even though he's not signed there. So he might have transferred over. Because he's still technically on Rockefeller, even though it's dead. Okay, so we need to give it a rating.
Oh, yeah.
So mine is going to be... I'm going to give this an 8.7.
Oh, wow, that's pretty high.
My highest rating so far, but consistent beats. Lovely low mood beats. Lyrics are always top quality. Nothing flashy on this album at all. It was short, and I just I have nothing hugely bad to say about it. So yeah, I was really, and I had this album already anyway. Like the other albums were reviewed, I've had to get them to review them. This one I already had and I already liked. So yeah, 8.7.
I would give it a solid 5.5.
Oh.
Because the thing is, I am quite a big Pusha T fan. I really like his flow. You don't see that anywhere else. And he's quite original with his flow, and I really like that about him. And I like his previous album too much, My Name Is My Name. I really like the beats on that. I was engaged, I was interested from the start to finish. And this, it just didn't grab me. I don't know why. It just didn't grab me. From the beginning, it just didn't grab me.
Yeah, it's definitely, it is a little bit underwhelming. So one of the things about this album is it's consistent and it doesn't have any major flaws or filler tracks. But then it doesn't have any standout tracks. Like, there's not a lot that's remarkable about this album. But because I couldn't fault it, and it's Pusha T, my rating was high. But I can see how you're not excited about it because there wasn't anything amazing about it.
Yeah, it just seems kind of lackluster coming from him.
Well, yeah, and he's explained it now. He didn't want to put it out. So we'll look forward to the next one then. The next one.
Hopefully that will be better.
Yeah, it's got to be. If you didn't want to put this one out, then that one's got to be. So yeah, things to look forward to. That and Cruel Winter as well. So we're putting out.
No, Cruel Winter.
Yeah. and if Kanye is true to his word, another album from.
Oh yeah, graphics, something.
But I'm gonna go ahead and predict none from Kanye this year. But if he said he's interested in putting out 3 a year, that does mean he's going to go back to putting out 1 a year. Because he used to do 1 a year.
Yes.
So I think we can expect one next year.
I don't think Cruel Winter is going to be as good as Cruel Summer.
Ooh, what makes you say that?
I could just feel it now. I don't know why, but I could just feel it in my gut.
I have a feeling it's going to have quite a few outside artists. I think they've mentioned people that they're going to feature. I think the last one had quite a few as well. But I hope it's good. It was an album which had a lot of standout tracks, and then I ignored the rest. But it had Cold on it, it had Mercy, it had Clip.
I can't believe it, you like Cold. I was listening to Cold the other day, and I was just like, no. The beat is so repetitive.
Yeah, oh god. It doesn't change at all. There's another song as well, Drug Dealers Anonymous.
That's a pretty song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was another one that was just really, that didn't change the whole way through.
But that track, you're not listening for the beat though, you're listening for the lyricists that are on it. Yeah,
I guess so, yeah. And yeah, Cold wasn't really high level lyrics, it was celebrity talk.
It was Kanye Drabble.
Yeah, it was. But I remember playing that so much when I first heard it. And I loved the beat as well. The beat was quite powerful. That was Hit Boy. That was like one of the big tracks that made me think, oh, Hit Boy. Hit Boy knows what he's doing.
I just hope the album art for Cruel Winter is as good as the album art for Cruel Summer.
Oh, the statue of the woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it's something that's. I just don't want anything strange. I don't want any red stickers on the side, which is a CD. I don't want that weird painting for Dark Twisted Fantasy.
I actually really like that page, to be honest. I'm gonna get it printed on a canvas and hang it on my wall somewhere.
The red one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks nice. I just wish it was a picture that. There's something about it that it looks a bit eerie and scary.
Yeah.
But I found online, I was looking up a front cover with Dropout Bear.
Yep.
His first 3 albums. And there's one in the style of the Dark Twisted Fantasy photo of Dropout Bear. And it's just his head, but it looks really good.
Do you know they censored it in a lot of places?
Yeah. I remember the 4-0.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that was the beginning of when Kanye's taste just started to go a totally different direction. I remember 808s and Heartbreak. Everything on there was still on our side, on the sane side, because it was like a picture of a heart with the white gloves, the Mickey Mouse gloves.
Yeah.
It's a bit strange, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't unattractive to look at.
No,
and then number 5, just but the music was still good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I actually, just come to think of it, like after My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, his album art just went down the chute. Like, Jesus was basically just a CD with a red sticker. And now The Life of Pablo is like...
it's like strip art. It's done by a 10-year-old. There's only one which is worse than that, and that's Drake's If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. I don't know what happened there. It's almost like they have a countdown timer, and it was like, right, you got to release this album.
Yeah, I think they didn't have time to do a photo shoot or anything like that. So it's just like, okay.
They could have put anything. You know, What a Time to Be Alive. The picture of the diamonds. They just took that from a website that had loads of photos and paid a few tens of dollars, and then got the photo, and it worked really well. Even Dirty Sprite as well, same thing. There was an artist who was quoted, or a photographer who owned it, and she put out a statement, or they interviewed her or something, and it was just like they don't own those pictures; they bought them. And I'm not.
No, but I know a lot of times they commission an artist to do their album art.
Mm.
I know Kanye West does that a lot, but I didn't know that they actually we just want to use your piece of art, let's buy it.
In the last the 2 future projects I mentioned, yes. I don't know about anyone else. I doubt anyone else does it often, but if you find a good picture, go for it. If I was a photographer, you could use any of my pictures if I owned any.
Yeah.
And they're good pictures as well. The Dirty Sprite, I like. The Diamonds one, it looks pretty nice. Yeah. It's just there's too much diamond on there. The whole thing is diamond.
Oh no, I want to get that printed on a t-shirt. I think it will look quite nice on a t-shirt.
Yeah. It's a lovely picture. It's definitely a lovely picture. I just wish there was more going on. It's just a photo, so many diamonds that the whole photo is covered in diamonds. There's no space for the table that it's sitting on or anything. But it is a lovely front cover, and it's a memorable front cover. Maybe this is something that, we should actually do a discussion piece on front covers, memorable front covers, rappers' names. I have a lot of opinions on those as well. Album titles. Because to me, these things are quite important. They add to it.
And the thing I've noticed in just the rap genre itself, an album cover doesn't necessarily need to have the album title on it.
Yeah, I want it on it. But there are a lot that don't.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't even have the artist's name, which sometimes think like Lemonade didn't have Beyonce on it, her name.
No. Yeah.
And I prefer it on there. Don't you want to sell it? Why don't you want to put your name on it? But I've noticed there's a trend of, I think it was Kanye West. For me, he was the first one I noticed who did this. Rappers stopped putting themselves on the front covers of albums, because in the 90s and the 2000s, every single rapper put their face on every single front cover. I could not name you one that didn't. And then Kanye West had none of his. He's never been, as egotistical as he is, he's never had his face on the front cover of an album. Maybe not even a single.
No, he's had a representation of himself on the front cover.
Are we talking about 808s?
No, I'm talking about College Dropout Bear and My Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, Dropout Bear, yeah. But, I count that as Dropout Bear.
Yeah.
So, he did that, and then Jay-Z was influenced, because I remember when he did Blueprint 3, it was the first time in his, 10 albums that he's ever not been on the front. Yeah. And then the one after that, American Gangster he was, and then Magna Carta Holy Grail, he wasn't.
No. Yeah.
And now, it's normal for a rapper not to be on the front.
Mm-hmm.
So that's changed. Do you remember they always used to pose in front of cars as well?
And be wearing jewellery and watches and all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I guess, you know what? They weren't artists back then. They were just... That was just their, flashy lifestyle, and they wanted to show it off. They weren't trying to make any pieces of art. Because the rappers now, they're more artists than they were before. Mm. Alright, so that's what we have for you this week. That wraps up our Pusha T album review. Until the next one. Like us on Facebook, SoundCloud, Audio